Holly, will you do a roll call, please?
Weston Lane and WLFEA directors, Cindy Russell. Here. Linda Smith. Mike Webb.
Here.
Adam Holbrook.
Here.
Vanessa Buss. SVFR and WLFEA directors, Stephanie Restrepo. Here. Jim Polisi.
Here.
David Carrillo.
Here.
Lori Heppel. Keith Stanton.
Here. All right, we have forums for all three boards. Public comment, an opportunity for the public to speak to the board. Did anyone sign up for public comment?
Yeah.
Okay. Next, we have the consent agenda, which includes meeting minutes from the May meeting and the June meeting. We didn't have a quorum or quorums last month. Also staff reports and correspondence. Is there anything that any of the directors would like taken out for discussion? Okay. You will need a motion to.
I will move to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Okay, second. Motion by Director Webb, second by Director Holbrook. And if we could get a WLFEA roll call vote.
WLFEA directors, Cindy Russell. Yes. Mike Webb.
Yes.
Vanessa Buss. Adam Holbrook.
Yes.
Stephanie Restrepo. Yes. Jim Polisi.
Yes.
David Carrillo.
Yes.
Keith Stanton.
Yes.
Right. Monthly financial discussion. Oh. See, this is why I need to better track. So, public hearing, we are scheduled for a public hearing tonight regarding Station 1 repairs and renovation. Thank you for doing that. So it was a couple months ago, we were discussing trying to acquire either a new or build a new admin building, and we kind of decided that our needs have changed. And that I believe there's enough room here for admin, and there's enough room for remodeling this station, not on such a big, grand scale that we tried for last year or the year before. So we've been talking with architects, we've been talking with some contractors, and we'd like to start getting a little bit more serious about this. And this would be remodeling the Murphy room. Well, the Murphy room and one of the bedrooms down there, to add one more bathroom and shower. Take the lounge from that we currently have back here that's really not used. I mean, the guys members hang out there, but there's like a little kitchenette that we really don't need because we have a big kitchen here. So turning that into a couple more bedrooms, and then adding 2 more bedrooms in here, and then giving them a proper lounge back here. So they're not kind of just crammed like that's up against the wall and then around this table. It sounds like it's doable. We'd like to start pursuing that. We want to wrap it into that west wall. It needs to be repaired, and then we also need a new roof. So this station needs a lot of repairs, and so can we tie it all together with one big project? And it doesn't have to happen all at once. It probably won't at this point. Even if we got started this year, probably go into next year easily. But we have these competitive bidding requirements for design build. You always have to choose the lowest bid. Working with the architects and talking with some other experts, there's a model that Chief Ray and I would like to pursue instead. It is CMGC, which is construction manager, general contractor. And that's where you find somebody, you still go out, you put out an RFP to find this person, you publish it in the Journal of Commerce. And then you work with that person. It's a lot more teamwork and working to get the project done versus the lowest bid at first, and then if stuff comes up, and stuff will come up if you see the dry rot over there, or if you see the condition of the roof. You're probably on the hook for a lot more penalties, and the cost gets a lot higher versus trying to work with the contractor. So there is an exhibit in here that we put together of the benefits of going CMGC versus design bid. And so that's what I would like for the boards to consider. Well, this would be an SVFR board, because it's this building, to consider that. So I will, any questions for, yes.
Do they do the costing of both pre-construction, accommodations during construction for the crews. And city gonna hit us with ADA upgrades.
It's
Will they handle that?
It sounds like no, so we would work with them, the architects have done a little bit of. They've had some communication already with the city as to, where they're gonna wanna get in here and take a look at it. A lot of it's. Revolving around, what the outside's gonna look like.
Well, sure, planning.
And so that would have, if we were to modify the way this east wall looks and just kind of the curb appeal, then they want to get involved in that. Sure. But we're not gonna touch that if at all possible. We're still gonna put the bedrooms on this side.
Right.
But we have some ways around that, working with, just a contractor that we had that's done work for us before, just come down and just kind of talk to us a little bit. As to what we could or couldn't do. I don't know, until we actually get into talks about that, we have some solid plans as to where, and present those to the city. As to where they're gonna wanna get involved.
Because with this amount of work that's gonna be taking place interior. They're gonna want to evaluate the current HVAC system, make sure that there's enough air cycles and that the system's balanced. However many CFM coming in has to be CFM out. Which is great, I mean, it's good to know now up front.
Yeah.
Because when you're taking on a renovation project, especially the fire station. We need to make sure that there's sufficient funds to pick up anything they discover. Like you said, dry rot, it could be. I don't think there's any asbestos piping in this building. I mean, if anything, it would just be piping. So there could be a potential abatement of materials that are formidable. And then, are you guys good with the kitchen? Because if you're gonna do the work now make the decision about the kitchen. Is there anything in there that needs to be replaced? The ductwork, but
Maybe the hoods, those don't work real well, but we've been upgrading the kitchen, and I think it's very functional. But that's definitely something we can look at. I can tell you those don't work very well.
it's what,
The hoods don't work very well, because I've cooked in there quite a bit, but I don't know if they just need to be cleaned.
those are things that, because I'm assuming we're gonna be in this building long.
Oh, yeah.
We're not gonna be in new buildings.
That's one of, and I think that's one of the benefits of working with a general contracting manager or.
Yeah,
Construction manager or the general contractor, because. I assume when they put their bid together, they're gonna include contingency versus if you do a design build, they're just gonna give you the bottom number and then. Well, we didn't, this,
Yeah,
we didn't know this
we
until
didn't
we
know
put it
that.
up and yeah, so now we're just gonna say this is an extra 300,000. Versus, they put that contingency in it and I'm pretty sure it's a sealed bid, but.
Because there could be window upgrades that are necessary too, in the bedrooms. I mean, there's a lot of things, the flooring, all of that. So I truly believe that contract management company is the way to go.
Yeah.
And do these people have experience with fire stations?
Oh, yeah,
They do.
we met them initially at a fire chief.
Oh,
The architects.
that's it.
The architects, and so they have people, we didn't have anybody or any companies or, general contractors in mind that they could recommend, that they've used before.
And my next question with the east wall, you said the east wall needs repair or west?
West wall, they need to
West,
replace.
it does need to be.
Oh, yes.
Is this the time to think about adding a bay?
I don't know that we would be able to afford that, I mean, we could get a loan, I don't know that we also need it just yet.
Well, let me ask you this, we may not need to build it now, but can they set it up to where they engineer it for that addition?
Yeah, I think we could do that. That was in that original plan that was,
Right,
$10.3 million was adding a bay and extending that stairwell out. I mean, just adding that bay.
I'm talking about, the pad, because I mean. The bay could be a standalone just with a pad board, get ready for for the columns or however you're gonna support it.
Sure, I mean, if-
Not physically attached,
But
but,
if we did it bad, I mean, we could probably, the architects would probably show us what that looked like, and
right,
we could do a lean-to if we wanted to, we could.
Yeah.
Close it if we wanted to, I mean, it's all possible,
now's the time to plan for all that.
yeah.
Let's spend the money now up front, figure out exactly, and then staff can figure, change what's necessary.
Yeah.
Yeah, I support it, I think it's a great idea.
You actually answered the question I had, if they have experience, because I'd be more concerned about being NFPA and oceaning and all that compliant, if they already have experience doing all this stuff, that's.
Yeah.
That's so much great.
Yeah, they work with quite a few fire departments, other districts, water districts, all kinds of stuff, so they have a list of people that we should reach out to.
I think at the STO conference, they also presented about using a general contractor manager. And then they showed how much money they were able to save for the different districts and stuff. So I
Yeah.
think that's the only.
They pitched it to us that you're really working with them rather than working against them.
Yeah,
And I mean. Not being a CMGC myself, I would appreciate that
Yeah.
collaboration.
Are you gonna use them to determine the list of things that we want to need?
The architects,
Yes, because it sounds like we're talking about, well, we should think about this, think about that, think about the other side. Sounds like we really have together a list of what we're looking to be wanting eventually. To then be going out on the street and say, okay, we need somebody to assist us in this process.
I think that they'd be happy to give us their opinion, but they haven't tried to give us ideas, put ideas. Maybe modify anything, but I mean, Andy jumped in here, but it's really been kind of us driving it, we've gotten some feedback from crew members and. I don't, as much as I would love to have, say, a big workout facility gym and a basketball court or whatever here, I don't think that's any price for us, I don't think we have the need. So I think they would offer us some. If there are any NFPA standards that we needed to follow, I think that they could enlighten us on those.
But I haven't heard of an actual list or determination of the needs and the priorities. For which these people will then further assist. I'm hearing kind of early thinking process that you need to consider this and you'd like to have that. What about the ADA? What about, that's like work session stuff.
Right,
And some of you are still at that stage.
we've had some informal work sessions, we know we probably need another bathroom, we know we need more bedrooms. I mean, that's always been on there, so, if we could add. 3-4 more bedrooms here, and then we have the 7 bedrooms down there at Station 2. I don't see our full-time staff needing to go over 13 in the next 10 years, probably.
I'd like to see a list with determined needs, their priorities. For this process,
So
before going into this process.
you mean by they,
Pardon?
what do you mean by they, their priorities,
I'm talking about our priorities.
our priorities. Our needs.
I'm not yet seeing a list saying, oh, we need X number of beds here and here, and here's the priorities. You can do with this many instead of this many, that thinking process, which is done in-house. Before going out of the house and bringing those who can assist in furthering that process. It still sounds to me very much like tossing ideas around, which is just the early stage.
Yeah, they're not tossing ideas around. We've had a lot of discussion with her. No set meetings, building committee meetings. But, we've talked to many staff members and then, Andy and I, we've talked to a bunch of the line staff.
And you put that into a document to say, this is what the determined priorities.
But I can't,
This is the determined priorities. This is the timeline that you'd like to see. Something that is concrete. Rather than just, well, it does make this.
we could, yeah,
Be a little more, something that's concrete and thought out for, before really bringing in the outside people, because they are expensive.
Yeah.
And I don't get done with a total, haze of what we're looking for.
I think we have all the ideas, so yeah, we can put that down in a document.
Document.
You had mentioned you already have been in contact with an architect regarding this. So last time we did something like this, the architect actually helped facilitate the needs list and brought that to the board. When we did that, I ambulance, the Taj Mahal appeared. We didn't need that.
No. Well, it would have been nice, yeah, definitely a want.
Yeah,
Um,
but I think they could help facilitate exactly what Director Stanton's looking for.
yeah, we can ask them and we can put what we believe our needs and wants are down in an informal document, sure.
Yeah.
I don't think that prohibits us from making the decision to go this route,
Using,
unless you want.
my experience using a project manager is about 10 times better than trying to do it on your own. Definitely something to do.
So it was very.
Okay.
Are you just looking to see if we want to go that direction? Is that all we want?
If it's, yeah, if you are open to going that direction.
I am.
Okay, well, first I will then open the public hearing. For the competitive bidding requirements and, making an exemption to go with a construction manager, general contractor instead. It doesn't mean that when we get to that point, we can't go design build and take the lowest bid. It doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean if we go out and do and find that person or go do an RFP and we don't find the perfect one that we can't go back. This is just saying it's on the table if we want. So. Any public comments?
No.
Okay. I will then close the public hearing, so I'm looking for a motion then to make an exemption,
Make a motion,
make a motion, yeah,
I second it.
okay. Motion by Director Felicia and a second by Director Quill. Will you do any further discussion? Okay. Holly, will you do an SBFR roll call vote, please?
SBFR directors, Stephanie Restrepo. Yes. Jim Polisi.
yeah,
David Perrella.
Yes.
Keith Stanton.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Where was I? Get back. Financials.
So, we have a card going around for director spent, if you make sure that you sign that. We've also ordered flowers for her from both staff and board, just so you guys are aware of that. And we are scheduled for the auditor's on-site field work, September 23rd through the 25th. So we're in the process of getting all of our final audit information together. Just to point out, in the funds, all the special funds, the apparatus, equipment, all of that. I just wanted to point out in the reports that are 2 to 3 times, the amount that we budgeted after moving all that money up to the LGIP accounts. Wanted to point that out to you. Ambulance income, private pay, we received half of what we budgeted, but we are still, over in all ambulance income, over by 84,000 of what we budgeted. We did not make all of our transfers to WLFEA, between the two entities, so, that half of the ending year balance is with WLFEA and the other half resides with both SBFR and Western Reed. Our end of year transfers to all the funds have been made. In your board packets, it contains the Life Med report for June. I am a little concerned about that report. Memberships are down by almost half. We're hoping that the 782 members that dropped will appear on next month's report for July. I've asked Lifelight if they're gonna resend applications along with a partnership letter that didn't happen prior, but I've not gotten a response back from them. And we've also asked for a drop list so that we can potentially reach out to people who might have been confused about the whole process. And then I also wanted to let you guys know that the crisis response team has received a very generous donation from OPD for $650. It's from their cultural and inclusion committee, so that was really nice. That's all I have.
Any questions for me?
So operational levy update, we did have our second meeting and kind of talked about some things that we wanted to start working on. We wanted to try and get some, they call them palm cards, but maybe like some postcards, just informational, just facts about what we do, who we are, call volume, staffing. And also get some shirts made for kids, to capitalize at the National Night Out. So hand those out and it's kind of some free advertising. And I have some diagrams that are uniform maker made. They were a lot better than my initial attempt at being a graphic designer. Didn't know what I'm talking about. But here's kind of what we have planned out. I'll make sure you get like a dozen of them.
Perfect, love it, yeah, send them over.
Okay. I made it so you'd be happy with them. And so we'll get some of those made. We'll get the cards made, and I think that's kind of the next step. And then we all kind of split up some people that we wanted to start reaching out to in the community as far as being on the campaign. What else am I missing?
One year, when we had open house over at Station 2, we did a survey.
Yeah.
So what if we do somewhat of some sort of a survey during National Night Out also?
Okay. See about doing that. And we did talk about doing more open houses. We're looking into potentially, it's something that I wanted to do for a couple of years, is get like what is it? Like a fire education house. It's a bouncy house, but it's not for bouncing. I mean, there's some liability with that. But just a really cool house for the kids to run through and having open houses, you know, maybe getting some food going. And I know we used to do that quite a bit at Station 2, and so getting back into that. But if we were to get one of those blow up props, and we would carry over into a lot of things that we do here, and it'd be a lot of fun. So I've been looking into those. But we have talked about that. We haven't nailed down any dates. We talked about the end of August. However, school's starting at the end of August now, so do we do it a little sooner? Do we do it maybe after Labor Day, you know, maybe the following weekend or something? We haven't quite nailed that down. And so we're gonna probably meet here the next week or so to discuss some of that stuff. But if you have any ideas, I mean, right now it's myself, Doug is our union shop steward, so he came to our last meeting and he advised on some of the ways that they're gonna try and help with the levy. And then Director of Police, Director Temple, and Director Bus.
Have we created a pack?
Not yet.
We're gonna need
Yeah,
to do that.
I know the union does have a pack, it's not like our pack, but not yet.
Yeah, we need a pack, we need a treasurer for it so that you can manage funds when we get going.
Okay.
That's something Paul told me.
I might reach out to you.
Secretary of State website for elections. Like, but you can call up, I can,
I'll just look at all of this. I'm not a campaign.
it's worth.
Yeah.
Yes.
Get ripped it up.
Did I miss any big talking points there? Okay. All right, so we have some policies, couple months worth there. Any comments on those policies, 9-15 for 18,000 to 1,003? Any of the directors? Okay, those all look good. We do have a job description, accounts payable, receivable coordinator. That will need to be, we'll need a vote to approve that job description, unless there's anything you would like to discuss about it.
Is that a WLFEA position?
Yes.
So I'll make a motion to approve the
Okay.
description as provided.
Okay, motion by Director Webb. Second by Director Restrepo.
I hear you, turn on.
WLFEA directors, Cindy Russell,
Yes.
Mike Webb,
Yes.
Adam Corbett,
Yes.
Stephanie Restrepo, yes, Jim Weezy,
Yes.
Gary Corella,
Yes.
Keith Stanton.
Yes. You.
Okay, so new business, so. This has been, something we've been working on for almost a year now. It's taken so long because nobody really knew the exact way to do it. It all started with, we wanted to find out, so the state has a free, patient care report, system, and we can also do all of our fire reporting on it, which is also free. However, we were paying, Western Lane Ambulance District was paying upwards of $20,000, sometimes over $20,000 a year for this service. And so we started comparing, why are we paying for this when there's a free one? Well, back when we switched to system design, the state had a rule saying that they wouldn't allow them to come in and look at our patient data without us owning the data. If it was the state stuff, they weren't gonna let them in, so we had to do it. Well, that got changed a couple of years ago. And so I've been trying to move us over to the state platform, and with some help of some of the crew members, it doesn't look like it's gonna really affect what we do, and it might actually make it easier on a monthly basis where we don't have to report all of our statistics to the state. Right now we have to export it from our platform and import it to the state's platform. So we found out everything is possible and we can totally switch over. However, for billing, systems design wanted to have an IGA in place between WLFEA and Western Lane. And that's basically just saying that we're gonna transfer the transporting license to WLFEA. But all the billing will still be done by Western Lane Ambulance and all the revenue will still be made by Western Lane Ambulance. That makes it a lot easier actually in the process so that we don't have to get a new Medicare, Medicaid number for WLFEA. And so basically all that's happening is when we do our annual renewal with the state, instead of it saying Western Lane Ambulance District on it, it'll say Western Lane Fire Maintenance Authority. And that'll allow us to make the switch over to the site, to the state site, and report as the fire authority rather than report as Western Lane Ambulance District. So the financials will all be the same, and that's what this is. So the resolution is to transfer allow the transfer of the license, and then the IGA that's what system design will in place. Any questions about that?
Do the $20,000 goes away?
Almost, there's like $1,300 so we can still have some agency level validation, so we can, change the chart this way or that way. But yes, the majority of it just goes away.
You still have all features.
We won't have as much control. We'd have to, if there's something, I don't know, we wanted to turn the background purple instead of when we're typing. We'd have to go through the state. I don't know if that's a possibility, but we would have to go through the state then to change that rule. But for the most part, when they come out with a set of rules, like you need this for Medicare, Medicaid reporting, we have to go in and make all those changes. If we're on the state's platform, they just change it. And, it's automatic, which is nice. And I don't think that, talking with some of our staff, because they do more reports than I do, there's not that much that would be, that is different. It really didn't seem like there was anything different. With all the reports on the back end that we pull for data, most of them are all state and public and shared reports, so. We really didn't see losing any functionality. Any other questions?
So the license that we're canceling is the license to store data for $20,000. The IGA is separate of the license, correct?
The idea, yes. All right. If there are no other questions, what I am looking for then is a motion, for resolution 2026-05.
We need to do if you can go to do the IGA first,
IGA first.
and then your resolution.
Okay.
But you need an IGA vote from Western Lane Ambulance and then separately from WLFEA.
No, it's an IGA between the two. It's just,
Western Lane's got to act as Western Lane.
We gotta offer it to, both the districts.
yes,
So we need two separate motions, two separate votes.
so, okay. So we need a motion from Western Lane Ambulance. And a motion from WLFEA. We'll go with the Western Lane Ambulance first.
So I move that we accept resolution number 2026-05.
No.
Is that the right one?
IGA. The IGA.
I'm looking for the number,
There's no,
No.
number, it's just the IGA.
just the IGA. So I move that Western Lane accept the IGA.
Okay,
I'll second.
first by Director Russell, second by Director Holbrook. And we need a Western Lane Ambulance for Holbrook.
Western Lane Directors, Cindy Russell,
Yes,
Mike Webb,
Yes.
Adam Holbrook.
Yes.
Okay, and then we need a motion to accept the IGA from WLFEA. And WLFEA Director,
I make a motion to accept the IGA.
first by Director Carrillo,
No second.
second by Director Restrepo. And get a WLFEA roll call.
FEA Directors, Cindy Russell,
yes,
Mike Webb,
Yes.
Adam Holbrook,
Yes.
Stephanie Restrepo.
Yes.
David Carrillo,
Yes.
and Keith Stanton.
Yes.
Jim Gleason.
Yes.
Okay, now we need the same thing, for, actually, this one is just the field.
Yeah, that's the IGA.
Okay, that's the IGA. So to accept the resolution. Number 2026-05, and this is a WLFEA, the resolution.
I make a motion to accept resolution 2026-05.
The motion by Director Carrillo,
Second.
second by Director Delisi. And then we'll need a WLFEA roll call.
FEA Directors, Cindy Russell,
yes,
Mike Webb,
Yes.
Adam Holbrook,
Yes.
Stephanie Restrepo. Yes. Jim Gleason.
Yes.
David Carrillo,
Yes.
Keith Stanton.
Yes.
Okay.
that was an easy way to save money. Thank you for finding that.
We probably took $30,000 worth of my time, but. Yeah. All right, you're out.
Okay, so the next one, or next three, are resolutions to change the registered agent from Chief Ship to Chief Chance. So the first one is a WLFEA action item.
We'll make a motion. We change the registered agent for resolution 2026-06.
I'll second.
First by Director Restrepo, second by Director Holbrook. And WLFEA roll call vote, Colin.
FEA Directors, Cindy Russell,
Yes,
Mike Webb,
Yes.
Adam Holbrook,
Yes.
Stephanie Restrepo.
Yes.
Jim Gleason,
Yes.
David Carrillo,
Yes.
Keith Stanton.
Yes.
The second is for Western Lane Ambulance. It is to do the same thing, changing the registered agent.
so moved,
Second.
Director Russell and Director Webb. And then the Western Lane Ambulance District.
Western Lane Directors, Cindy Russell,
yes,
Mike Webb,
Yes.
Adam Holbrook.
Yes.
And the third is the SVFR resolution to change the registered agent from Chief Ship to Chief Chance.
So moved. Second.
First by Director Delisi, second by Director Carrillo, and then an SVFR roll call vote.
SBFR Director, Stephanie Restrepo. Yes. Jim Gleason.
Yes.
David Carrillo.
Yes.
Keith Stanton.
Yes.
3 times the voting, all the time. Okay, the next we have, Western Lane Ambulance District Resolution 2026-06 to purchase a new ambulance. So originally for our capital outlay plan, we didn't plan on buying a new ambulance until next year. It was just last fiscal year that we purchased one of the Sprinter looking type 2 transfer ambulances. And then next we had a type 3, which is the bigger box ambulance. Well, we planned on taking either one of our reserve ambulances, which was either an old Sprinter with 300,000 miles or a nearly 15-year-old type 1 ambulance with a ton of miles, and making one of those reserve and then buying an ambulance next year. Whichever one was in better shape. Well, it turns out both of them completely broke down. And so we decided, kind of debated, do we sink money into rebuilding the turbo and a bunch of other stuff on this 300,000 mile Sprinter type ambulance, or do we sink money into the 15-year-old ambulance that's already given us a lot of problems, that's probably going to be, I don't know, upwards of 20,000. And so we just happened to, or not we, Chief Gray just happened to, he was talking to one of the vendors and they said, hey, we have this brand new, we can get you a type 3, which is a big box ambulance. We have a chassis, brand new chassis, it's a couple years old, but it's brand new. We can set it up pretty much identical to your other ones for a steal of a deal. Usually we're looking at like 350,000 and I think we're getting it for 282. So we'd like to move that up because we've lost 2 ambulances. We thought we could keep one. And so we have the money in Western Lane Ambulance District apparatus right now. And so this resolution is to approve us taking that out, or I guess appropriating those funds to purchase a new ambulance. Any questions about what happened, or the capital plan, or?
So the capital plan, we defer the purchase next year, we wouldn't have that. We'll have that.
No, you wouldn't get, I mean, we'd be able to find an ambulance, and the other good thing is, because they already have it, sometimes these chassis are very hard to find, and you could be looking at, you know, when you sign the agreement to when you take delivery, could be 24 months. Well, because they already have this one, and they have the box, again, all brand new, these aren't refurbished or anything like that, we're looking at 10 to 12 months. So, which we'll need it since we just lost it.
So it'll take 10, 12 months even with it.
They take delivery, yes.
So we're in next year anyway.
Yeah, hopefully not, hopefully it's sooner. But,
I'll make the motion to approve the purchase.
okay.
Second.
Motion by Director Webb, second by Director Russell. And we need a Western Lane ambulance, don't call it one.
Western Lane Ambulance Director, Cindy Russell,
Yes.
Mike Webb,
Yes.
Adam Holbrook.
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
That's a good deal.
Yeah. Heck of a deal, and then the turnaround time is what?
Oh, yeah.
Right, we gotta get this on here. Okay, next we have SDFR resolution 2026-06. Engine 123, its call sign is actually entered, 621 repair. So we had a repair, it was an accident, and so we turned it into insurance, and we've already received the check from them, and now we just need to authorize us to spend the fund for the repairs. So it was the estimate we got was just over 40,000, and that's what we got from the insurance company based on the estimate, and so that's what we're hoping it is. So we just need a motion to go ahead and do that, so we can get our engine back, because the other one broke too.
What was the damage to the driver's side?
What's that?
Damage to the driver's side.
One of the bay doors was open upon pulling out of the bay, or not, one of the compartment doors was open. Coming out of the bay, and so pulled the door off.
Didn't they hear the buzzer, see the light, cab, say, hey, open door?
I was not there.
The second time, right?
It might be the third. This is the second, okay. Yeah. We'll put some names to it. Yeah.
That's very disappointing. I bet they don't leave their car doors open and get in their own POV, right?
I would hope not. I haven't seen any cars like that out in the parking lot, but it was disappointing.
Because every time a rig goes down, that takes away from the service to the community.
Right,
Those are not cheap sitting out there.
they are not, no,
You may be getting a new ambulance in 10 to 12 months, but if we needed to buy a new engine, that's 2 to 3 years.
if you're lucky.
If you're lucky,
Yeah.
right? So what happened to the other rig?
It's a turbo.
It's fixed.
It is fixed, okay,
Okay, so these are the two Pearsons, correct?
correct.
The big type ones. So how much damage was done to the station?
It was just the garage door track, you know, he's treading.
I'm disappointed. I mean, I know accidents happen, but it appears that it keeps happening. So what staff recommendations for getting the word out that this is completely unacceptable behavior, number one?
I think we're,
And the officers need to be accountable to their drivers.
absolutely,
Right.
and those discussions have been had. Yeah, they've been made, they've been brought up several times, we know that we need to do better. Like you said, accidents do happen, but I think that
Yeah.
some accidents they're avoidable, they're preventable. So we're working on getting better at that.
Were they going on a call or was this just
Yeah, there's
pull the rig out?
a structure fire.
Oh, so the rig had to go out of service.
They still want
Once it made contact and it couldn't go to the call?
they made it, I mean, the door came off, it was the rig compartment, so they just removed the stuff from the compartment, they came to the call.
Is there a checklist on the fronts? Just to remind them, like,
Or
before it goes forward?
That would be the light and the alarm that he was talking about,
Yes, have actually a little checklist to say, look at the lights,
yeah,
because even though
Yeah.
simple stuff. In the brush, you lose things, and if it's constantly reinforced with a little placard there, before you pull out, check this. It reinforces it and should reduce the incidence of these accidents.
yeah, I think that checklist should be internal, and then the checklist of anything else should be the officer saying, hey, you know. What we good,
Can I make a recommendation?
yeah, sure,
The next rig and all the other rigs that you buy or bring to the board to buy, go with roll-up doors. No more swinging doors. Obviously, they don't survive here. Can't rip a roll-up door.
they're harder to wax, but
Well,
that's not.
They'll go great.
So I love that idea, but yeah, I don't have to do it for wax, so.
Yeah, I mean, the roll-up doors you can't rip off.
Just spray the rollers.
Yeah, just,
That's a engineering controls, I like that.
you know, I'm curious, this is going to Hughes to be fixed?
Yeah.
Can they now start refurbishing buildups with roll-up doors? I'm looking at Andy, I think they can.
They can.
Maybe it's something to ask them, if it would change the cost, drop the cost, I mean, I don't know. I know people will say, well, we'll lose compartment space, well, you're losing it when you rip the door off.
Yeah, that was brought up, some was repaired, they didn't recommend it, we decided, unless you're gonna do a whole. Remodel.
Gotcha, refurb.
Okay.
I'm bad.
So,
Make a motion.
A second.
okay, motion by Director Delisi, a second by Director Phil. Can we get an SBFR roll call?
SBFR Director Stephanie Restrepo,
Yes.
Jim Fleece,
Yes,
David Curlip,
Yes.
Keith Stanton.
Yes,
All right. Next, we have WLFEA Resolution 2026-07 supplemental budget to transfer funds. So we received, funds from the AFG grant in the amount of $454,000. When we applied for the grant, we were told that we would have better success if we applied as the big grant agency and not as as Saginaw Valley. So that's what we did, the bigger agency with more employees with. Because we needed more air packs and more call volume. And so that's what we did, and so the money initially came from SBFR's capital equipment. And then we used that to pay, so but the money came back into WLFEA, so now we want to put it back into SBFR capital or SBFR general fund. And so this resolution is to do just that.
So for our viewing audience, the grant is from, without the acronym, and what's the purpose of the grant?
So yeah, the AFG grant, it's the Assistance to Firefighters grant. They do it annually, and there's different like subcategory, but we applied for the main AFG grant for equipment, and they're big on safety, and so we needed new air packs, and so we applied for the grant we got 50 air packs. They included the 100 masks, or I don't know how many, we get 50 masks? 50 masks, 100 air bottles, and then they also covered the service contract, which was like $53,000. And so we took delivery of those, I believe, in like December, and they're in service now. They're fantastic air packs. Our old air packs we were struggling to keep them in service because of the air bottles that we needed for them, and so they were just end of life, and we got these like right on, like right in the nick of time. There was no lapse in operations or anything. We got to service them, and so it was really nice. So yeah, to get that money.
And the transfer of funds from WLFEA to SVFR doesn't do anything to the grant eligibility?
No.
Okay.
Then I was getting grant.
Yeah.
That's a sign to be grant.
Yeah.
Whoever put it together.
I would make a motion to transfer the funds from WLFEA to SVFR as requested.
We have a motion by Director Webb
Second.
and a second by Director Wolf. We need a WLFEA roll call.
WLFEA directors, Cindy Russell.
Yes.
Mike Webb.
Yes.
Adam Holbrook.
Yes.
Stephanie Restrepo.
Yes.
Jim Gleason.
Yes.
David Perella.
Yes.
And Pete Stanton.
Yes.
All right, next action item. A contract for payroll software. I'll have Trish go over that.
So we actually found a software that will handle our 7K exemption staff. And so it would allow us to get rid of some manual spreadsheets. In your packet is the contract. To move over to the software, it would be a total of $19,550. That's just for moving everything over or all of the prior or current year payroll data into the systems for W2 reporting. And then ongoing, it would be an additional $2,340 annually. Currently, we are paying for ADP over 9,000. So it would actually cost us money once we get everything.
And the ADP can't handle the 7,000 or 7K.
No, we have to do 2 spreadsheets to do payroll. Yeah,
We think that they would,
one would think.
wow. October, right?
We would go like. Mhm.
So you think we'll be getting a better package from what we used to do?
I don't know about better, but if we would, hopefully it's better. Every month we have an error with ADP and it's on ADP's end. It's not something you're doing. And it's stuff like somebody might have a sick day and that sick day doesn't get put on their pay. It says it's there, but it's not calculated into their pay. So it's stuff like that that we can't prevent on our side. So it will eliminate that. we will be in essence bringing payroll in-house. So, all of the stuff that we pay ADP to do, we will be doing. So we will be creating that file to go to the bank and the bank making those deposits into people's accounts.
So in the end, what's the offset on labor hours that we have here personally?
I don't think there's gonna be any. The amount of work that we have to do to download timesheets, change it to the 7K formula, and then put it back into the system, that will all go away. So I think it's gonna be a wash. And I'm not sure about the WLFEA. Do they take ACH files electronically?
All the time.
Yeah, so I don't think it's gonna be, we're gonna actually save them. Any other questions?
We're looking for WLFEA motion
I make
to move forward. Motion by Director Stanton,
second.
second by Director Felici. And we need WLFEA roll call.
WLFEA directors, Cindy Russell,
Yes.
Mike Webb,
Yes.
Adam Colbrook,
Yes.
Stephanie Restrepo.
Yes.
Jim Fleece,
Yes.
David Corella,
Yes.
Keith Stanton.
Yes.
That motion, does it include who's signing the contract? Well, it's over our spending limit, so do we want to work on the sign the contract, we're gonna be rent.
Say. President. All right, next we have, we are due for the election of new officers.
Notice that we did it after all this.
So our first action item will be SVFR. We need to elect or re-elect president, vice president, and secretary treasurer. So do I have any nominations for president?
I nominate Stephanie Restrepo.
I was about to nominate Lori.
She just did it. Finish so we can keep looking.
Well, I would at least say, yeah, but
Oh, we can?
I think so.
Right.
I don't, we don't have to say to be president, right?
Okay, well, sure.
We just have to have the election.
What my fellow board members feel. I retract my,
Or you'd like to nominate Lori Hutton again?
I would like to nominate Lord Hutton again, please, sir.
Do we have any other nominations? I don't believe we have to vote. So we will have to say congratulations on it. Yeah. Oh, you have to vote, okay. So can we get a roll call, SVFR roll call?
Roll call. Stephanie Restrepo. Yes. Jim Fleece,
Yes.
David Corella,
Yes.
Keith Stanton.
Yes.
Okay, vice president.
Yeah, I was me. I nominate Director Police.
Yeah, totally put in. Great. Yeah. Did we?
I nominate Director Police.
Okay. Any other nominations?
Say we're just doing the whole thing on our side.
I have that some.
Okay. All right, so we have Director Felici has been nominated for vice president, and I found out we could do this all at once at the end, so we're gonna have to read the votes. Polly, SVFR roll call vote.
SVFR directors, Stephanie Restrepo. Yes. Jim Fleece,
Yeah.
David Corella,
Yes.
Keith Stanton.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, and then last, we need SVFR secretary treasurer.
Chief Kirkland, right? Sorry. Nominate Stephanie.
She's doing a great job. All right, any other nominations?
You're gonna get something, Stephanie, no matter what.
Okay, let's get an SDFR roll call vote, Colin.
SBFR directors, Stephanie Strippo,
Yes.
Jim Gleason,
Yes.
David Carrella,
Yes.
Stanton.
Yes.
All right. Western Lane Ambulance, so we can nominate all three and then we can vote at the end.
I make a motion that we keep all the officers as they were last year for the coming year.
I was hoping to nominate Stephanie.
So be it. All right. And so we currently have you as the president, oh, no, sorry, you won't be it. Okay, so Mike Webb, president. And then Vanessa Bus, secretary, treasurer, and Dennis, who's, are you vice president? Are there any objections or any other nominations? Okay, so let's do a Western Lane Ambulance roll call vote for all three.
Okay, for all three, Western Lane Ambulance directors, Cindy Russell,
Yes.
Mike Webb,
Yes.
Vanessa Bus. Oh, and Holbrook.
Yes.
Well, that was easy. Great. Okay, that worked out well. And then last we have WLFEA, we need to elect a president, vice president, and secretary treasurer.
I would like to nominate the same slate of officers we had before.
Okay, so we
Second.
have Director Russell was president. Director Carrillo, you were secretary treasurer.
Wish you all.
Yeah, and then who's vice president? Who's vice president?
Yes, Vanessa.
Might be Vanessa.
I think it was
Make it Vanessa.
We'll just make it Vanessa.
We'll just keep Vanessa.
Okay, so we have Director Russell for president, Director Bus for vice president, and Director Carrillo for secretary treasurer. Can we get unless there are any other nominations?
Anybody else want it?
And if we have those two backwards, we'll fix it and then, so that everybody's the same. Right, that's what we need to do, keep everybody the same.
Move to close
Yes.
the nominations.
Okay, can we get we'll be a roll call?
Yeah, directors, Cindy Russell,
Yes.
Mike Webb,
Yes.
Adam Holbrook.
Yes.
Stephanie Strippo.
Yes.
Jim Gleason.
Yes.
David Carrella,
Yes.
Stanton.
Yes.
Okay. Next, we have some policies for review, position descriptions, tuition reimbursement, classification specifications, reporting for duty, and fire officer development. And then now it's time for director comments.
I had a chance to sit in on a Rotary meeting when Chief Schick explained a little bit about what happened within his tenure as commander in chief, talking about WLFEA, the formation of WLFEA, and then Rob had a chance to step in and did a very good job presenting to the group. So very well done.
That was my first Rotary meeting, and I thought it was a lot of fun. Great.
Are we gonna see more often?
He's got the cool necklace, so I think he's gonna carry the torch, but I'm happy to come back if I'm wrong. And hang out. I thought it was a lot of fun. And did you know that he actually, I know it's not my turn to tell him, he was supposed to start with the red badge, and he said he got the blue one right from the beginning, I found out, and so he never had to go.
He was a
He said he just did
He
say it.
transfer.
Yeah.
He wasn't a red badge, he was a transfer.
Is that like that? Is that like I should not put off that?
No, it's when you're just starting, I have wore a red badge, so everybody knows you don't know a thing. That's still not,
Right, sure.
that's still not me.
You still have it?
Any other comments?
Oh, yes, I do.
Of course.
Interesting, yes, of course. Yesterday, when the little thunderstorms developed, something interesting happened. I heard the sirens from the golf course. And it's the first time I've ever known that golf courses have lightning sirens. I think it was one long blast, two short blasts. And it went on for a while. And I was actually quite shocked, so it got me thinking. You know, we don't get a lot of lightning here. I mean, yeah, it does happen, there's no doubt about it. But is the general public aware of that? about what that siren means and that it's not a tsunami, obviously.
I didn't know that. I didn't know we had sirens.
Yeah,
No, because I've been out on the golf course over there when the lightning came through and got the crap scared out of me, no sirens.
really.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, so I'm thinking it was sand pines is what I,
Probably.
but I mean, it was clear. I was like, what the hell, who's messing around? And then my neighbor next door goes, hey, that's for lightning, you're supposed to be indoors. I said, well, okay, but I heard it.
Yeah.
When you're out there carrying those lightning. That's right. I was out there. That's not the coffee. That's what I'm hearing. No, but I just think that,
Well, if it's sandpines only during the alarming, isn't it up to sandpines to notify their people within their complex?
I'm assuming, so.
Should have.
But I mean, you know, I can see people out walking their dogs or whatever, and hear those sirens and go, is that the tsunami siren?
Yeah.
And not, you know,
I could bring it up on the next vlog sheet.
I just say, hey, you know, that's in his house. But, yeah, I thought I'd share that. Pretty interesting. Didn't get hit by lightning.
I just want to thank our office personnel, online personnel for the hard work and all the positive comments that I get from I get from the public for you guys doing your job so professionally. Mostly the line people,
Oh, that's,
but we're doing a great job.
I will say thank you on their behalf.
I noticed that there's been a significant number of fatal vehicle accidents. Any idea of is the PD gonna step up patrol or what's?
I haven't heard anything, any campaigns or anything to do anything.
Cause I just passed Rhodey. It must have been 5 minutes after I passed. That it was the fatal.
But they're looking at that's possibly a medical issue she had.
I'm sorry.
It's a
what?
possible medical issue that she had,
Oh, really?
yeah, because I know her and she just got discharged from the hospital this day.
I was on that, that was my first impression that it pretty stop. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it was.
But people do move pretty good on Rhodey.
Well, more depth.
Okay, any other comments, direct comments?
Move to adjourn.
Okay, our next board meeting and budget hearing. Budget hearing. Next board meeting will be Thursday, August 27th, 2026. Motion to adjourn.
Yes, please.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
You know, you've been at that moment.
I was